everyone, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to share part 2 to my macaroni pie video. So my first macaroni pie video had a lot of hate because I put eggs in my macaroni pie. So I actually did not grow up putting eggs in my pie because my mom, she does not like the idea of eggs in macaroni pie. So she's totally against it. My grandma, however, she puts eggs in her macaroni pie and I love it. So I love both versions, so I decided to share a vegetarian recipe today. So this version of macaroni pie does not contain any eggs at all. So those of you who was hating on the last video, you're gonna enjoy this one. So if you want to see how I do this vegetarian macaroni pie, then keep watching. So to start off, I'm gonna boil my pasta and I have some boiling water here. Make sure you add the pasta to boiling water. So I'm gonna add 32 ounces of Elbow Macaroni. You can use the traditional long macaroni that we use in Trinidad. I prefer the elbows, but in the future I will do a video using that long macaroni. So you want these to boil until they're al dente. So usually on the box it tells you it's usually 8 to 12 minutes. So let's see. It says 6 minutes for al dente, 7 minutes for firm, and 8 minutes for tender. So I'm gonna do it for 6 minutes because it's gonna bake in the oven anyway. So I'm gonna let it boil for 6 minutes, strain it, and then I'll come back and we'll start putting the macaroni pie together. So I'm gonna start by preparing my cheese. I have a big block of New Zealand Cheddar. We also call this Trini cheese, but the correct name for it is New Zealand Cheddar. You can use any type of cheese you want. Pepper jack goes great with it. Mozzarella. It's more of a stringy cheese though. You can use sharp cheddar. I'm gonna be mixing this one with some Gouda, so you can definitely use whatever type of cheese you like. So I'm just gonna break this into some smaller pieces and I'm just gonna grate it. So grate it on the big side on your grater. So to my pot I just added in some butter, let that melt, and go in with some half and half. Well, I'm using half and half. You can use just evaporated milk. And I'm gonna go in with a can of evaporated milk. To this, I'm gonna add some ground up onion. I just have one onion here that I just put in the food processor and let it chop up. You can grate it as well. And I have one hot pepper. You can go in with some pimento peppers as well. I don't have any on hand, so I'm not gonna use any. I just want that little kick from the hot pepper. I'm also gonna go in with a little bit of ground paprika, just a little bit, and some cayenne pepper. And I'm also gonna go in with a little bit of salt. The cheese is gonna be salty already, so don't add too much. And I'm gonna add a little bit of this Cajun seasoning. This is totally optional. Now I'm gonna add some cheese. I'm gonna add 3/4 of the New Zealand Cheddar. I'm gonna reserve some for when we pour the pasta into the dish. And I'm gonna go in with 3/4 of the Gouda as well. And you can taste it if you want, since this has no egg in it. I forgot one important thing, some black pepper. You can use white pepper if you don't want those black specks in it. So once your sauce looks nice and thick, you want to turn it off and you're going to pour it into your pasta. So you're just going to stir that mixture into your pasta and now you can pour it out into your dish to bake. So I'm going to pour it out into a foil tray. You can pour it into a glass dish if you want. So now that I've filled up the foil tray, I'm gonna top it up with that cheese. And lastly, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of breadcrumbs. Now you're gonna let this bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 30 to 45 minutes or until it's nice and golden brown at the top. So the macaroni pie just came out the oven. It has a nice crust at the top. That's from the cheeses as well as the breadcrumbs. So if you notice, it's a little bit dark brown. I don't like mine too brown, so that's why I took it out a little bit early. But if you want that nice, very dark brown crust at the top, then you can definitely leave it in for the next 10 to 15 minutes. So I'm not gonna cut into it just yet, even though I'm really tempted, because if I cut into it right now, it's just gonna fall apart. So I'm gonna let it sit and bind, and then I'll come back and cut it and show you guys what it looks like. When I come back, I can't promise that there won't be a missing piece, because I think I'm gonna eat peas right now. So the macaroni pie has cooled down, and as promised, there's a missing piece of pie. You know, I can't resist. So I had to just take piece, even though it was falling apart. So I'm gonna cut into it and show you what it looks like. So you see, even though we didn't add the eggs in there, it's still binded nicely. Once you add enough cheese and enough milk, it's gonna bind properly. So I hope you guys enjoyed the recipe. Be sure to leave me your comments below. Tell me what you think of this second macaroni pie recipe. And if you like the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to my channel to see all the latest videos. And I will see you guys in my next one. I hope you guys try this out for Christmas. Be sure to tag me on Instagram at Taste of Trinbago. You can also share it with me on Facebook at Taste of Trini. And you can also email me at spoonfuloftrini. So until I see you guys again in my next video, bye!